Let me fix this real quick so I can talk to y'all. Because I got a word for y'all today, okay? I got a word. So, y'all, I've been making a lot of changes in my life. Like, hold on, let me put this light on. Or open the balcony blinds. There. So, y'all know I've been making a lot of changes in my life and stuff. Hold on, I was really hyped when I just came in. Anyway. Yeah. Like, I've been making a lot of changes in my life. Like, I've been doing the right things. I've been trying to stay focused on my craft and God first. Like, I put God before everything first. Everything. Relationships, my books, literally everything. I include God in my books. I've been including God into my work life, y'all. Like, my whole business is that I am faith-based, okay? So as I'm counseling people on their life, on, you know, anything that they need help with, crisis management, mental health, all of that stuff, you know, I support them. I minister life into them, okay? I incorporate God into our sessions, into me speaking life into their situation, okay? So I am so thankful to be able to have God in my life, y'all, in the way that he is in my life, y'all, because he is the best. He is the absolute best. Like, I am so thankful to know God. I am so thankful to tell other people about God. And I am so thankful to win souls for Jesus, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, it's not just bringing souls to Jesus, but it's healing those souls along the way too. You know what I mean? And if I can touch one or two people's hearts, you know, to really bring them to God so that they can be healed completely, that is my goal, okay? So I've been doing that in the meantime, but the more I'm putting my focus on God, the more I'm seeing distractions come my way, you know? And distractions can come in family members, distractions can come in past relationships, you know, and that don't have to be romantic relationships. That could be friendships also that you have left in the past, okay? But listen, I didn't cut nobody off, okay? Let me just say that. I didn't cut nobody off that is in the past right now, and they all fell off. And God has a way of doing that, okay? Some people have fell off in a very bad way, and then other people have just slowly, you know, drifted off, and our friendship have drifted the other way, and nothing bad happened. It's just, you know, I've outgrew them. But some people, you know, it was a thing where I was so attached to them. You know, God had to break that up. You know, and I didn't understand that time. I was like, I didn't do nothing wrong to this person. Why am I getting treated like this? You know? I was like, why is this happening to me now? Wait a minute. But that's just because God had other plans for me. Okay? God had to remove them out of my life because they were not a part of my journey going forward. They could not sit at the table with me. Okay? And I'm real humble, okay? I'm not saying this to demean nobody or nothing like that. But that person that God may have removed out of your life is because they were unworthy of sitting at that table with you. Okay? And I talked about this a couple weeks ago about God needing my full attention. He needed my mind. He needed my eyes. He needed my ears to focus on him. Okay? And this was before I could sit at the table. Okay, then once I focused on him, then I sat at the table, and guess what? Then he would bring my feast out to me. Okay? And some people that I was attached to, they were not worthy of sitting at that table with me. So God had to remove them out of my life. Okay? Because even then, you know, I may not have saw why they had to be removed out of my life, or I may not have seen, you know, everything's going good, you know, why can't we just proceed to the next step? And this does not have to be any romantic partners, okay? I'm talking about friendships. It could be family, okay? Now, when I sat at the table, you know, when I put my full focus on God, and when I was listening, and when I was watching what he was doing in my life, and when I was eating what he fed to me on my plate, it may not have been everything that I wanted to eat, okay? Just like a child may not want to eat vegetables. It may not have been everything that I wanted to eat, but it was what I needed to grow. It was what I needed to prosper. It was what I needed to move forward. It was what I needed to dedicate my life to God and to see that He could help me in my life going forward, okay? It was what I needed. Everything on my plate was what I needed. Then once I got nourished spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, okay, once I got nourished, then I could stand up and then I could move forward on my journey. And then I saw why some of those people that were in the past or that fell off or that cut off, why they could not come with me where I was going. Okay? So I want you to pay attention, and just because somebody is cut out of your life, or just because you don't talk to someone anymore, okay, don't view that as something that is tragic. Don't view that as something that you can't move forward from, because they were cut off for a reason. Because what you didn't see, God saw. The conversations that you didn't hear them talking, God heard. And it may have been something in there that was not nourishing to you going forward on your journey. Okay? Because if you had kept them, just like a tick, all right? I'm going to use the example of a tick. When a tick latches onto your skin, it's so many hours or days that you have to remove that tick before infection starts setting into your body, like Lyme disease. Your limbs start shutting down. You start feeling sick and you don't know why you're feeling sick. You was healthy a week ago. You were so good that morning, but all of a sudden you start feeling sick and you don't see this tick latch on. You don't even know the tick is on you until the tick gets so full of blood and leeches off of you. It's sucking the blood out of you. It gets so big. Then you notice that you might do this, and you might notice a bump in your hair and it's a tick. You might, view your arm and see that the tick is there. You didn't know. You're blindsided by it, right? You might be blindsided by that friendship that you thought was a friendship, but it wasn't. Okay? And here's going down the line, somebody tell you something that the friend said about you, and then you're just like, what? And you're blindsided by it. That doesn't sound like them. I didn't see that tick there 2 weeks ago. I didn't know that they were sucking the blood out of me. They were getting nourished on your pain. They were getting nourished. They may be there for you when you're going through troubles, right? When you're going through troubles, they might be that listening ear that you go to. They may be that confidant, that person who comforts you in that time. But as soon as you got something good going on in your life, they drift away, or you've outgrown them and you say, why? Or you get sad and you say, why? Because they were feeding on your pain. Because every time you went to them with a problem, they were there to listen, and then they go back and tell somebody else, oh, this is what I heard. Just like that leech feeding on you, and then you're feeling sick later on. Like, why? No, they had to go. God had to detach that tick from you. God had to detach that person from you so that you can walk on your journey, and so that you wouldn't have loss of limbs and fall down and lay in bed and be depressed. And you're wondering why you're not being uplifted, because there is no motivators in your life. There is nobody inspiring you. Don't be upset if somebody that you used to know is not around anymore. I'm not upset about it, okay? It's just been a couple people. It's been a couple people. And it may be a season of pruning, okay? In the Bible, if you've heard about a season of pruning, prune also means to clean. John 15:2 cuts off every branch that bears no fruit. All right? He prunes so that it will bear even more fruit. He is cleaning your life. So view it as that way. He's not taking something away from you. So some people like to say that you cut that fruit off, or you cut that vine off. But God says you can clean it. You can nurture it, okay? As long as that vine is can be nurtured or can be cleaned up, he can make it like new again and it can bear fruit, okay? So not everything has to be cut off. But what is molded and what is nothing, is what you cannot give to something anymore. When something is draining the energy out of something, when something is contaminating other fruit, you got to cut it off, okay? But I don't want y'all to think that y'all have to cut off everybody in your life that may be negative or something like that, because they can be saved, okay? They can be. But those hearts that are hardened in your life, those impenetrable hearts that are contaminating the minds of other people, those are the ones that have to be dismissed, okay? But in the season of pruning, ask God for discernment of who is supposed to be in your life and who is beneficial to your journey and who can be saved and who cannot be saved, okay? Because sometimes you might not be able to cut it off, but God had cut it off, and there's a reason why he cuts them off, okay? So think about that scripture. Think about what I said, y'all. And I want y'all to have a blessed day, okay? I want you guys to look at your success. I want you to process, and I want you to stay blessed, all right? So I'll talk to y'all next time.